What is up, ladies and gentlemen? I could not be more excited because the Diamond Heist trailer is out. Clover is coming with it, and this trailer is quite breathtaking. It really is astonishing. The art direction is absolutely unparalleled. The narration and especially the voice acting is fantastic. The Irish accent really does it for me, and I could not be happier with Clover as a new heister. However, it was short, and it has certainly opened up a few questions, especially the vague cliffhanger we are left on at the end. Dallas is shot, or we think it's Dallas. In this video, I'm going to do my very best to decipher exactly what's going on with this duel, what the new achievements are getting at, we are seeing within the game already, and also who it is who shoots Dallas.
It is known by many names. The Chinese Blue, the Eastern Star, or the Eye of Temujin.
It may be worth noting we already have our clues to the diamond's origin, the Chinese Star or the Eye of Temujin. Temujin, of course, being the real birth name of Genghis Khan.
But to us heisters, it's just the diamond. Any of you guys heard its story? And not the history book bullshit, mind you. I'm talking about the real story.
Some of you may reckon I'm overthinking this slightly, but what I believe we are about to see is the new preliminary achievement names shown to us in image form. We have Affliction, Curse, Bane, Plague, Blight, Corruption, and of course finally, Ouch, but we'll see that a little later on.
Legend says it was a meteorite found in Tuva, the very heart of Asia. Came west with the great Khans, came with fire, blood and plague. For nearly 1,000 years, the diamond changed hands. Its owners reads like a who's who of history's rich, famous, and horribly killed. Kings, queens, and common thieves. Its history is one of treachery and murder. Wherever it went, darkness followed. It raised tyrants, forged empires, and cast them into the abyss. Then it disappeared.
Again, Overkill mixes fiction with reality. The SS Andrea Doria was in fact a real Italian line ship which sank in 1956. 52 people were sadly killed.
But some things aren't meant to be hidden.
This newspaper screenshot is an absolute hive of interesting information. First of all, we have some names. We have the diver John Eriksson, obviously a Swedish diver. That's a little overkill link. And then we have Senator Dom McKendrick. A relation of yours, Mr. Bob McKendrick. I somehow have a feeling that's what they're insinuating, especially if you look further down. A lot of the dodgy behavior by the museum dogged of rumors of communism, apparently, black market selling and kitty parties. I think what they mean by that is some form of in-house illegal, illicit, money-based activities. On top of that, we notice it's now called the Prussian Star, more of a focus on its German heritage. Clearly the Hitler line was, which we saw previously, was more recent memory. This paper looks like it's taken from around 40s, 50s, and then we take a look at the value on this thing, valued at over $120 million. That seems ridiculous. How much money are we going to get in game? I have a terrible feeling this mission is really going to pull in the money, especially on Death Wish difficulty. I wouldn't be too surprised if you're looking at that sort of cut. I also imagine there will probably be a few additional things to steal. One final thing that I just wanted to quickly mention, there's a nice little reference here on the paper. The Liverpool mop heads, the cockroaches. It's of course a very, very subtle nod towards the Liverpool mop heads, also known as the Beatles. Of course, Liverpool is my hometown, so I have pretty strong feelings about that particular band, but I thought that was a nice little reference they tacked on to what is the biggest information giver within this entire trailer. One final thing I failed to mention about the newspaper was the, again, glowing, green-eyed man in the background. He's clearly looking toward the deal, and there's certainly something ominous about his situation and look. It definitely seems like there's some sort of lineage that this man and his forefathers have to this diamond. That's just my assumption. This could be totally unrelated, but I definitely feel those bright green eyes crop up far too frequently. We got a Christmas tree! Ornate outdoor and indoor sections. That is incredibly exciting for me. I especially like the nighttime setting for this heist. Is it going to be stealth only? We'll have to see. I'd love to see gunfights in this setting, but also stealth coming back as a forefront objective definitely seems important given the recent glut of loud heists we've got.
Cursed? Maybe.
Take a look at the heister on the left. They are seen carrying a silenced pistol. Well, pistols are certainly the weapon of the mastermind, which is of course Dallas. To the right of him is more than likely Wolf, especially given that it is clearly a heavy weapon designed for a loud mission, which again makes me wonder maybe whether this mission will be playable loud, unlike Shadow Raid. More than likely, especially if it's a DLC mission, that's the way I see it. But if we look even closer, we see it's a silenced pistol, and the bullet we hear right at the end of the trailer is definitely that of a silenced pistol. So if we are to assume it's Hoxton, then it's clearly Hoxton who shoots the bullet, potentially at the green-eyed cloaker we see in the background, but I have a feeling that is no cloaker. I'll get onto that a little later. But if we look more at the physique of the individual on the left, it looks slightly more feminine than the one on the right. That leads me to believe potentially you're looking at Clover.
I don't know if I believe that. I know the diamond is real. I know it's priceless.
Take a look at those bright green eyes. There's a couple of questions that they clearly bring up. Are they the eyes of a cloaker? Well, I've already established that I don't think that is true. They are very similar to the green eyes we see earlier on, some sort of accomplice to Hitler earlier, and then you see him again in the newspaper. We assume that's him. Or, just as easily, they could be she's. And that is the way I'm leaning on this one. It is probably Clover. Clover's mask is already shown to have big green circles where the eyes are, very similar to the face we're seeing right there. However, now we have to question whose shot, whose blood is it? Is it Dallas wielding the gun? Does Dallas shoot Clover? That seems very unlikely in Clover's final sentence. Does Clover shoot Dallas? That's very possible. Dallas seems to disappear off. Or is Clover covering Dallas from a potential ambush? In her final sentence, she says it is ours, not hers, and it's confirmed she's a new heister and part of the crew, so if she says ours, then does she not mean ours is in the Payday gang? She's certainly in her original teaser trailer. She acknowledges crime.net. She acknowledges the criminals. However, there's certainly a lot of disdain in the way she does it. She doesn't seem to be part of crime.net currently. So, are we betrayed by Clover initially? It seems pretty clear to me that Dallas survives. I don't think you have to worry about that, him being probably the main character in the series, at least the most iconic. but we do have to question exactly where Clover's motives lie and how she's going to play out within the heist. Lots of questions, very few answers. I hope I have at least posed all the options and you guys can make your minds up for yourselves. I hope you have enjoyed. And if you haven't watched this trailer without me nattering over the top of it, please check it out. Link in the description below.
And it's ours.